People will use the fear that you have to lose money against you. I'm one of those guys who does that at the table, so that's why I know that this is gonna happen to you as well. So what I would advise is what's up everybody, welcome to one more episode of Ask Poker Profit. I'm glad to see how good was your acceptance to this type of content, so I'm definitely gonna keep doing more and more. So if you have questions, leave it down below and I'll answer the best of it. 507 Gloves asks, as a recent college graduate working on paying off student loans, how much should I have to, I think he's saying to play poker. I'm not gonna be the type of guy that says to everybody play poker, because I know that that's a game that the majority loses, but I also know that many people are able to make money with this, especially the people who follow a certain type of game plan that it's into it improving, always with the mindset of where did I miss, what did I miss here, what could I do to make better decisions, and so on. Only by doing that, by always improving and by being really aware of what you're making a mistake and where you can improve, you are already doing what the vast majority don't do. So that's why I believe most people who do that are going to be profitable, but it's definitely not any person that is able to make money in this game. You really gotta have a lot of self-control, a lot of study, a lot of skill, and you just gotta be consistent, and it's something that most people cannot do, you know? You're gonna face downswings and you're gonna face upswings, so if you wanna start playing poker, you gotta know that that's gonna happen. So if your money is tight, I wouldn't recommend you to play poker, because most likely you're gonna lose your stack. People will use the fear that you have to lose money against you. I'm one of those guys who does that at the table, so that's why I know that this is gonna happen to you as well. So what I would advise is just play an amount of money that you are able to lose, and if you lose, don't feel like you're the worst player in the world, because that happens to all of us. And yeah, that's what I have to say. 4NDR3 asks, what's the best course content to study? Man, I did some. One thing that I saw that happen, all of them put money in my pocket because I play a lot of poker. I volume a lot. If the courses I paid $1,000 to make give me, let's say, $3, $4 an hour more, in 250 hours I pay for the course, and I'm 27 years old, so I'm young enough to make those courses be worth my investment. But one thing I see a lot is those courses are so expensive, man, and the material inside the courses, I don't think for an average person the investment will be worth it, at least not in a short term, let's say 100 hours. I wouldn't advise any course for now. Maybe if I do a new one and I see that it's worth for you, I would tell you. The best investments I have to improve at poker was to talk to people that knew more than me at some spots, at some things. I once read a book that was really good, that is No Limit Hold'em for Advanced Players. I'm gonna put the book. This book was a good investment in my opinion, and it really added to my game in a way that, for example, the book says one thing that I don't agree completely, but I agree in parts, that you only bet for two reasons: to protect your equity and as a bluff. I'm not quite in 100% in accordance of that, but I think what that book said at that moment made me become more clear of why am I betting some spots, which most of the times is to protect my equity. Like many times in Texas Hold'em, people are impatient and people want to see the next card or want to see the flop. So if I bet and I know they are gonna overcall me most of the times, many times at least, I know that I'm gonna be betting to protect my equity. They're gonna call and I'm gonna be making some profit on it, and sometimes I'm just gonna run bad and he's gonna hit his cards. But when I bet to protect my equity, I'm sure I make a lot of money in the table with that. And this book make it become more clear why was I betting at some spots where I knew that if he called, not so often I would be winning, but I was betting to protect my equity. This book like expand my way of thinking in this manner, and it was very helpful for my game. It's the one book, it's the one thing I would definitely advise you to invest. But I just don't want to indicate a course that I don't think for the average guy is going to be worth it. If I put a product for you here, I assure you, I believe it's gonna be worth for you. And yeah, I hope I answered your question. Dorn Edvin asks, how old are you? Dorn, I'm 27 years old. I play poker since I was 17 years old for money, pretty much. When I was 18 years old, I started playing for big money. In real, it's not the same as dollar, but let's say when I was 18 years old, I was already playing an amount that the majority of the people in Brazil wouldn't want to put into a table. And I believe one of the reasons why I made money so fast, it was because the level of the players in Brazil was pretty bad, and I was not stupid, so I just was making okay decisions at the time, and it was enough to beat the game. And that's what I do until right now, when I'm 27 years old. Do you ever play tournaments? Josh, when I was back at Brazil, I only played tournaments pretty much. Like, it was my specialty because it were the best games. So that's what I play, because we're the games that I have most money to make. But here in the United States, I just saw cash game as being so comfortable for me. Like, I can choose what times do I play, what times do I not play. When I got here, I used to play soccer for a school, so I could literally like choose which time would I do each thing. So I end up specializing in cash game. And today, I just feel like breathing when I play cash game. And I just play the Millionaire Maker. And like, I have many doubts because there's a long time I don't play tournaments. But I do play tournaments, but my specialty today is cash game, is what I'm gonna play mostly here in Vegas. Aaron Manhunt. Poker Profit is the name, a double intender. Man, the name of the channel is Poker Profit, and I play poker to make profit. And I am profitable for almost 10 years now. So I think it makes all the sense for the name of the channel to be Poker Profit. If it's a double intender, it's Poker Profit because I'm trying to help you making more profit at the game, and I'm trying my best to make as much profit as I can, and we can both help each other. Me by studying more because of you, and you by having better results because of some things that I tell you. Hours in the period of a month, you get like $400 back, something like this. So I would check that out too. But I believe, I'm not sure about that, but I believe that the field in Hard Rock Hollywood has more money to lose. If I wasn't recording, or I wasn't bothered to play at Hard Rock Hollywood when I was recording, I would definitely play there more, because people have more money to lose, I believe so, for the fact that has more tourists there and etc. Hockey Vince 85 asks, what do you do when you feel bored at the table? Do you check your phone or try to study others? I rarely get bored at the table, to be honest, because I'm almost like recording, putting the hands that happen, paying attention to the players that I want to target, because I have a style that is very exploitatively. So when I see 2 or 3 guys making consistent mistakes, I'm going to target them. I love people that limp call. Limp callers in my right is just heaven for me. Like, I really like a lot to see limp callers, because I can really push them around, and I can do that with Studio Connects. I can do a bunch of things. I can create an image of a loose guy, which I like to create when I start the session. So there's always something happening that doesn't cause me to feel bored, you know. But if you feel bored, what I would advise you to do is try to do something useful of your time. I remember when I played 1-2 back then, and it was kind of more boring than now because I didn't record it as well. I remember I bring some books to read it or to listen, because man, it's a long game, it's a long session. I usually, when I was just playing poker and not making content for you, my average per session of hours was 8 hours. So it was 8 hours playing poker. There was some extra time for me to listen to audiobooks, see YouTube videos. Like, you could see my videos while you are playing poker. I'm sure in my videos you can see many techniques, many things that I do that you could absorb it to your game. So when you do feel bored at the poker table, I would advise you watch Poker Profit vlog, watch other poker contents, or watch any content that aggregates to your life, you know, like whatever you like. I recommend you reading books, like listening books while you play. I love to do that. Right now I don't do this so often because I have so many things to do at the table that I don't have enough time to focus on what I'm reading. But that's what I would do if I had time left over and felt bored at the table. I hope I answered your question. I am Mo1197 asks, where are you playing right now? Bro, I'm playing wherever I feel is the best place to play. I live kind of close to Resorts World, so I tend to go a little bit more there, and when it's side by side with Resorts World. I also love Bellagio. I really love the field there. It's a little farther from my house, but I'm mostly playing Resorts World, Wynn, and Bellagio. And sometimes I play at the Rio too, in the cash game there. I'm not sure if it's the best place to play cash game. I use table selection in my strategy, so I'm mostly gonna play wherever I feel there's more money to be made. And right now it's Bellagio and Resorts World for me, because when I try to record, sometimes they bother me. Getting bothered when I play definitely gets in my way of my game. I have to focus on many other things. People realize that I'm recording, so that's an information for them, and maybe they think I'm a better player because of that, which I don't like to be seen as a good player in the table. I rather people to think I'm bad, to be honest. And that's it. I hope I answered your question. Big fan of the vlog. Have you ever checked the poker scene in Punta del Este? No, I didn't. I have ambition, let's say. to travel the world playing poker and making content for you. There is some trouble with my spendings because I have a good bankroll to play, but my bankroll is not good enough yet for me to just travel the world, play poker and be okay, and nothing bad is gonna happen, because when you have more spending, it causes more pressure on your bankroll. So I try to leave my spending as low as I can, especially so it doesn't affect my game, because I like not to be afraid of losing my stack when I play. So you won't see me putting $2,000 in a table if I don't feel comfortable of losing this $2,000 in a game, because I know I will lose sometimes and I just want to play my best. So if I do that, my win rate is going to be as big as I can, and that's my main goal, putting my win rate as big as I can, generating good content for you to put your win rate as we can, let's say. Well guys, that's it for this episode. If you have questions, put it down below. I take a time to answer questions for you. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time.